like somebody taking pictures. Shut it down, down, down. You would shut it down, down, down. You'll be the baddest girl around, round, round. They notice.
What's up, KM gang? It's your girl Marei, and I am back with another freaking video for you guys. If you are new to this channel, hey girl, hey. If you are a returning subscriber, hey girl, welcome back. I know it's been a long time, a very long time since y'all seen me. I think the last time I posted was like in October. Y'all, it's been a lot going on, as y'all can tell by that title and that thumbnail. I'm just gonna get straight into it and tell y'all what's been going on, why y'all have not seen me or NIEs, why I have not been posting. As y'all can tell by the title, yes, it's true. And I do just want to add a little disclaimer in here before I get into this video. I know a lot of people might be looking at me or watching the video and think I'm crazy, or a lot of people might be thinking, oh, I would never go on the internet and tell my business like that. But I'm telling y'all this story, or I'm telling y'all what I've been going through, because this is what God is putting me through. God brought me through this for a reason, because God has a bigger purpose for my life. And like I always say, when you're at the bottom, the only way that you can go from the bottom is to the top. So God is just giving me this transformation that I need to go through. So once He finally gives me my blessings and everything that I've been praying for, I'll be way more humble, because I know how it feels to not have. I know how it feels to go through stuff, you know. And I feel like I really needed this lesson, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I really needed to be humble. Like, I really need to be humble. 2024. I'm sorry, y'all. The light is probably a little bit messed up right now. I had to switch sides of my cameras, and my light is messed up. I don't know if NIE, she had it, was playing with it. I don't know if she was like slobbing on it or something, but my light is messed up. Anyways, that's beside the point. Like I was saying, 2024 has definitely been, 2023 too. 2023 and 2024 has definitely been like a very, very humbling year for me. Like, I went through a lot of stuff that I never thought I would go through. A lot of things I used to say about other people, the tables definitely turned. Before I get straight into the story and let y'all know like exactly how everything happened, I do want to give y'all a bit of a backstory. Growing up, I lived with my great grandma. She adopted me and my sister, and she pretty much was well off. So growing up, I never wanted for nothing. I never needed for anything. Like, she took care of us like to the best of her abilities. And for those of you who are new to my channel don't know, that's what I call my mom. Well, she technically is my mom, because she adopted us. And unfortunately, she did pass away about a year ago. It's been a year now. So rest in peace to her. But yes, growing up, she took care of me and my sister to the best of her abilities. We got everything we wanted, all the new clothes, all the new shoes. She kept our hair done. She kept us looking up to par. We never went with our lights off. We never went without food. We never went without a roof over our head. Like, we just never went through what a lot of other people have went through. And I'm very blessed that growing up, I didn't have to experience any of that. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just for like a key factor in the video. So let's just get straight into it. I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened. So this happened, I want to say, starting in, we're going to go back to August. We're going to go back to August. Basically, in August, or was it August? Maybe it was like end of July going into August, but I think it was, yeah, it was August, because NIE's birthday party, or would have been birthday party, was in September. So in August, me and my boyfriend, we kind of got into a big argument, and honestly, I don't remember what the argument was about. Like, I don't remember what the argument was about, but I just know it was a big argument, and he ended up just upping and leaving to Texas with his dad. And during that time, he had literally just started a job, y'all. He probably was at the job probably not even longer than 2 weeks. He had literally just started a job that was paying really good money. So with him up and then leaving like that and not letting his job really know what was going on, unfortunately, that caused him to lose his job. Me, I was still working. I was working from home, as some of you guys may know. If, like I said, if you are a returning subscriber, but if not, I was working from home. And at the time, the job that I was working at, I was literally only making like, what was it, like, I think I was making like 11. Yeah, I was making $11 an hour, y'all. But the $11 worked because my boyfriend, he had an income before before he started the job that I'm telling y'all about now. He had an income, so it worked. Like, he was making money from his previous job, and I was making money with the 11 an hour. Even though it was 11, like I said, with 2 incomes, you know, it was enough. It was enough for us to get our bills paid. So my boyfriend ended up losing that job, which left me the only one working. Now, for a while, we were able to maintain the bills. We were able to, you know, keep the bills paid and, you know, keep everything going, like lights, gas, rent, Wi-Fi. We was able to just keep up with everything. So with my boyfriend not having a job, there's this thing called daily pay. If y'all don't know what it is, basically it's like where you could like pull money out of your check before it comes. I was pretty much left with having to keep pulling money out of my check because the baby needed diapers, the baby needed this, we needed that, we needed this. Now, before I get too deep into everything, I don't want nobody in the comments bashing my boyfriend or saying anything about him, because my boyfriend has provided for me and the baby for a while. When I was pregnant, he was working all throughout I was pregnant. He was working when I first had the baby. I was a stay-at-home mom before I started my working, y'all. I had my baby in September. I was out of work from that point all the way up until the end of January. Actually up until February, because that's when I started working. My boyfriend was basically the sole provider of the house. He was paying the bills. He was taking care of everything that needed to be done. And I had no income. My boyfriend was doing everything by himself. So I don't want y'all to get the misconception, oh, that he's whatever y'all might think. No, we're going to cut out right there. My boyfriend is a provider, but unfortunately, things do happen. Things do happen, but everything happens for a reason. Now, back into the story. So, yeah, basically, I have to keep pulling money out of my check, and then when I were to get my actual paycheck, it'll be like $200, like not enough to pay the rent. Mind you guys, we were still putting money towards the rent. So it wasn't like, oh, we wasn't paying rent at all. So whatever we had, we would put towards the rent. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. So it did come a point in time where we just like literally had no money at all to be able to pay the rent. We tried to do emergency assistance, but our landlord just did not want to accept emergency assistance. So it was just like, at that point, it was pretty much like nothing else we can do. So pretty much one day we got a knock on our door, and it was like some people serving us some court papers, like, oh yeah, you know, this is your eviction notice or whatever you got to appear in court by this day. And we're just like, okay, like we kind of knew it was coming, because like they kept sending us text messages, kept saying, oh, you guys owe rent. If you don't pay rent, we're going to do an eviction, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I was keeping in contact with the lady, letting her know everything that was going on. But I guess, you know, it got to the point where it's just like, okay, you know, if we, you know, it wasn't really much they can do to work with us if we didn't have the money, you know, which is totally understandable, because if I was a landlord and somebody wasn't paying their rent, I would probably do the same thing and kick them out. But that happened, and in a mix of all of that happening, y'all, but I'm not even gonna get to that part yet. I'm not even gonna get to that part yet. That happened, y'all. We did end up going to court, and basically our court order was that we either had to pay or we either had to leave. This is my whole thing, and this is not, I'm not bashing anyone, I'm not putting the blame on anyone. But before all of this even came about, you know, I kept telling my boyfriend, like, let's just go. Like, let's just let's just go. Let's just take a risk. Let's just go out of state. Like, let's just move, because if we leave, we won't have the eviction on our name. Like, if we just up and leave, like, all they want us is just pay the rent or get out. If we get out, it's not an eviction because we're just leaving and breaking the lease, I guess. I don't know how that would have worked, but the eviction wouldn't have not been on our name if we would have just left. And yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like if we would have just left, we wouldn't be in this situation that we're in now. But, you know, you live and you learn. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not bashing him. I'm not making anybody feel bad. You know, the decision was made. And like I keep saying, everything happens for a reason. So we did, like I said, we went to court. They ordered us to either pay or leave, y'all. So we only had a week, y'all. We only had a week to either pay him the money or get out the house. So we literally was trying everything we could. You know, at this point, we were just like trying every avenue we could. We even offered to do the emergency assistance again. And then they were just like, no, the landlord isn't going to wait. You know, he isn't going to want to wait for that. You know, y'all, I even had to call some people in my family that I did not want to call. Some people that I no longer speak to anymore, because it's like at this point, we are about to be homeless. But the thing about it is, the people that, well, I didn't really reach out to them. My sister, and let me just say this, y'all. My sister was the only person, and still is the only person, that helped me throughout this whole thing. I'm not saying that nobody is responsible for me, because obviously I'm a grown woman. But my sister is the only person that helped me since the time I got evicted up until still now. So I just want to put that out there. But the other people, I'm not going to say their names, and I'm not bashing y'all. If y'all see this, there's no hatred on my end, but they were no help at all. You know, and I just felt like at the end of the day, regardless of what we went through or whatever the case may be, I would never, and y'all, these are people that I cut off, but I don't know. I guess I can see it on their point of view, like, okay, if you stop talking to me, you cut me off, I want to help you. But it's like at the same time, and we're supposed to be family, I don't care what it is. Like, and that's the thing about me, and this is why this year I'm learning to just set boundaries with people and not be so nice, because my thing is, with my family or whoever the case may be, I don't care what we went through, what happened, as long as I feel like it's not something that cannot be, you know, is not able to come back from, like, as far as stealing from me or like stuff like that. As long as I feel like it's not something that we can't come back from, I'm gonna always be there when somebody needs me. Like, that's just the type of person I am. No matter if it's friends, family, relationship, like, I just always been like that all my life, and I'm learning to just not be like that, because when it's the other way around, people are quick to say F you. And how I looked at the situation was, at the end of the day, it's just like, it's past me, you know. Yeah, we went through what I went through, but it's just like, or we went through what we went through, but it's just like, if you really cared about my daughter, why would you want to see her on the streets? So everything with that situation, that opened my eyes to a lot too, because I take that stuff real personal, especially when it comes to my child. Like I said, in situations like that, it's past me. It's like it's an innocent little girl that doesn't deserve to have to go through this. You know, at the end of the day, it's not her fault that her mommy and daddy couldn't pay rent. Like, she don't deserve to not have nowhere to go, especially in a cold, because by this time, it's November. So by this time, it's cold outside. So my thing is, for y'all to be that heartless, it's crazy. But like I said, it's cool, because I had seen this quote that said, I don't never ask nobody for nothing. And everybody that knows me knows I'm the type of person, I don't ask nobody for anything. I will literally sit in silence and struggle and struggle and struggle, and nobody will know about it, because for one, I don't like asking for help, which it might be a pride thing, but that's something I gotta work on. And for two, I don't like nobody in my business. I'm a very, very private person. So Whatever I go through, I keep it to myself. But I see this quote that said something along the lines of, I'm not the type of person to ask me for anything. So if I ever needed you and you weren't there, I would never need you again. And that is period. So I would never, ever, 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 ever in life ask anybody for anything ever again, especially those specific people, because at the end of the day, I never did nothing to y'all anyway. Y'all did something to me, to really be technical. But anyways, I'm not even going to go into too many details about that. We're past that situation. So yeah. Anyways, we basically wasn't able to come up with the money. Like, we literally tried everything we could. We called around to so many people. Nobody was able to help us. Nobody had the money. So unfortunately, we had to go. Now, y'all, in the midst of all of this going on, our car note was past due as well. With my boyfriend leaving in August and me, basically being left with the bills by myself, it kind of put us behind. So we were like, August when he left, it didn't get paid that much because I was usually used to him helping out with it. September, October, and November is when it got repossessed. It did, so it was basically 3 months past due. So one day, we were basically in a house, we were packing up, and we knew the car was out for repossession. My boyfriend would go like park it around the corner every night, so they want to come and get it. But one day he slipped up, but it wasn't really his fault because we didn't even know that they were going to come, because we figured like all that time that they didn't come. We just didn't know that they was about to come at that very moment, because he had literally just hopped out the car, came in the house, like less than 5 minutes of him being in the house. We looked out the window and the car was freaking gone. This was literally the same week that we had to be out of the house. So now it's like, oh my gosh, like perfect timing, right, y'all? Perfect timing. Like, we literally are about to lose our house and now we have no transportation, y'all. I got my first car when I was 19 years old. I was 19 years old. So that's like, I was 23 when it happened. So 19, 20, 21, so 4 years. I have not been without a car for 4 years. So y'all, can y'all just imagine how I felt? Like, at that moment, I just literally felt like, oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. I'm going to try not to cry. But in that moment, I just literally felt like everything was just being stripped away from me. Like, I just felt so hopeless. I just felt defeated. And I just felt like the devil won. Like, I just felt like whatever the devil was trying to do, he won. But what I can say is, throughout this whole thing, one thing that I never did, I never questioned God. I never asked God, why are you doing this? I never questioned God because I know you're not supposed to question God. So I just knew, I'm like, okay, this happened. Yeah, I was crying, especially when we had to pack up and move out. I was crying. But I'm like, okay, this happened. I'm like, God got something for me. Like, God has a blessing for me because, like they say, at the end of every storm is a rainbow. So I always had faith in God. I always knew that God had something coming for me. Whether I knew it, what it was, or whatever, I knew I had something coming. So a few days later was when we basically had to be out the house. So we had the U-Haul and everything. And we was packing up. And y'all, as we packing up, I am just literally just all over the place. Like, I am crying. I am devastated because just like I told y'all, my upbringing was good. So I never had to go through any of this before. I was just confused and lost and was thinking like, okay, like, what's next? I was just so devastated, y'all. Like, so devastated, especially since I do have a child, y'all. I do not want my baby having to experience what it's like to not have a home. I do not want that to be what she could say, oh, well, growing up, I went through this, I was homeless. I don't want her to have to experience or remember that. Luckily, she's only 1 year old now, so luckily she won't remember it. But I just don't want that to be her childhood memories, like us being evicted and not having a home. So when it was time for us to go, I was just sad, crying. I was super irritable. I was like arguing with my boyfriend because like when I'm like stressed out, unfortunately, I'm the type of person like kind of take that out on other people, which I need to work on that. But I was just so sad, just packing up, crying. So we ended up getting everything packed up. So basically, we got everything packed up. We was able to get a storage unit to put all our stuff in. For the first 2 weeks, we were literally just staying in a hotel, y'all. We stayed in a hotel for the first 2 weeks, and the hotels was nice, y'all, but they was like a little bit pricey, and to have to keep paying all that money to stay in the hotel, it just wasn't working out. So we did end up going to live with someone else for the first go round, and that did not work out at all. I'm not going to speak on that, but that didn't work out. We ended up going to stay with someone else, and that worked out for a little bit. But the person that we were staying with, they had an extra another place because they were getting ready to move. So they had another place that we could go stay at. So we stayed at that place for a little bit. And then the landlord of that place was like kind of upset that we were staying there and not the people that were supposed to stay there. So he wanted us gone because he felt like he had an agreement with them and not us, if that makes sense. Like he had to lease it. Even though we was paying, he still didn't want us there, which I feel like that was stupid. But so that happened, and now we are where we are now, in a home. And I just want to say that I am very grateful because throughout this whole thing, God kept the roof over our head. So we never not had nowhere to go. Like we stayed with a warm house to go to. We stayed with food on the table for us to eat, shower and everything. So I just want to thank God for not letting us be homeless with like nowhere at all to go. So, and I just want to say hi, everybody. Say hey. Say hey. Give mommy a kiss. Mwah. Thank you. Mommy gotta finish her video, okay? I'm gonna come in there in a minute. God definitely provided for us this whole entire time, and I cannot thank him enough. So yeah, like I said, we are where we are now, but this is something this is temporary, but it's still somewhere for us to lay our head at for the moment. So I do want to say with this, thank you to my boyfriend that he knows people and he has like connections who was able to get us a place to stay at for the time being, like his people that know people that own properties or whatever it is. It's like a lot. But yeah, so with all of that being said, we have been applying for houses. We applied for 2 houses. We applied for 2 properties. One of the places we applied to was before, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was before we left the house. I'm not really sure, but one of the places we applied for, they denied us, unfortunately, because we do have the eviction on our name. And another place that we applied to, they were going to approve us because they do work with people that accept evictions. But because we have a balance due, that we owe our landlord. They were just like not messing with it. And then another place, we looked at like so many other places, but a lot of places unfortunately does not work with evictions. So my thing is, I knew what evictions was, but like I said, this is my first time ever in life going through something like this. So I didn't know that it was gonna be this hard to get a place. Like it seems like nobody is willing to rent to us, and it's just like so freaking frustrating. But I'm just not gonna give up. I'm not gonna lose faith. I'm just gonna continue to pray to God, and I know that He's gonna bless us with something soon. So yes, that's pretty much concludes the end of our story time on why we have not been posting. We pretty much was going from house to house, and it was just like not the right, time while we were going through that to record, because it's like I literally had nothing to vlog. Like I literally had nothing to vlog. Like there was like literally no type of content that I could have done while going through that. So I just want y'all to understand that I did not abandon y'all. I did not leave y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And I do plan on being consistent from here on out. If I do go a little bit without posting, just understand that, y'all, I am human. I am going through stuff as well, but I am still trying my best to cater to y'all and roll out the content for y'all. But yes, y'all, moving forward, we do have some stuff that we are going to be doing to make sure that we never, ever, ever, ever have to go through anything like this again. We do have a business that we will be launching very, very soon. Also, luckily that me and my boyfriend, especially my boyfriend, is really knowledgeable about credit and stuff. So we are trying to work on getting the eviction off of our name. Hopefully everything falls through with that. We are something else that we got going on, which I don't want to speak on yet, because I feel like once you speak on stuff too soon, it just like throws everything off. So this time around, I'm gonna keep everything to myself, but when it happens, I will be taking y'all along with me. So yeah, we are definitely, on our stuff. I am working now. Also, I do have a new job. Y'all, have a new job. I am no longer working at the other job I was working at, and I'm no longer working from home. I am doing an in-person job, and I make really good money there, and I make tips. So yes, we were able to come up with some money to pay for where we are now, which I am very, very grateful for. And my boyfriend also is working out. Really, our main thing is pretty much finding somebody that's willing to rent with us with eviction. Because like I said, the house that we have here, this is not anything that we're going to be staying in long term. This is only temporary until we can get our stuff together pretty much. But yeah. Also, before I end this video, I just want to say I came here and I told you guys this story for a reason, because y'all know I keep it real with y'all on this channel. I'm raw and uncut. I never, ever, ever try to fake my lifestyle. I never try to make it sound like I'm better than anyone. I never try to make it sound like I'm rich. At the end of the day, I'm human. I go through stuff just like y'all and everybody else go through stuff. And it is what it is. Also, I feel like this story might be able to help anyone or help other people that's going through similar things to me, similar situation as me, or might be able to like give people advice. I just want to say that no matter what you're going through, God has a plan for your life. Like, you may not understand why He's taking you through what He's taking you through, but just know He's taking you through whatever you're going through for a reason. And like I said, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed at all to come in here and say what I've been going through. Because at the end of the day, we all go through stuff, and we all done been through stuff. And if it haven't happened to you, don't ever look at the next person and say, oh, haha, they're going through this. Because guess what? That can be you in a heartbeat. The tables always turn, and God don't like ugly. So Yeah. And also, I do want to give y'all a little advice and just say that another reason why I decided to tell the story time is because I want to be a testimony for y'all. I want to tell y'all what I'm going through and what I've been through, so when God does start blessing me, y'all can see like, oh my gosh, she was just going through this. She was just here, and now she here. I just want y'all to know that God did that. God is going to do that. God is doing this to me for a reason, and I'm not mad or sad about it because I feel like I really did needed to be humble, because I never thought it would be me, but look, it's me. And I already accepted what I'm going through, and I know that for a fact that I'm going to get brought out of this. I just continue to pray. I just continue to have faith, and I just continue to know that better days are coming, and I just know that this is only temporary. And like I said, when you're at the bottom, the only way you can go from the bottom is to the top. I know that this is only temporary because I'm going to make sure it's not temporary. I literally get up, go to work my ass off every day. I literally sit down, come up with my business ideas and everything. Like, I really do believe and know that one day I'm going to be rich, and I'm just going to be in a place in life where none of this is going to matter. But right now, these are my circumstances, and I have accepted that. Y'all, I do have this prayer jar that I've been pulling from. Hopefully y'all can see that. And I do want to give y'all a prayer before I go. It does have little color coded. Yellow is happy, pink is thankful, red is angry, green is anxious, light blue is lonely. And yeah, so I'm going to pull a scripture. I am feeling very thankful right now. Thankful that God has kept us covered. Thankful for that God has constantly provided a roof over our head through this time and never let us be without. Yes, so I'm going to pull a thankful card. I'm going to read it to y'all. Maybe this might be something that some of y'all might need to hear. Okay, so the scripture that I have is Galatians chapter 3, verse 15. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Y'all, honestly, I did watch a video on what this means, and I'm just going to put the video, I'm just going to insert it at the end of this video to let y'all know. This is how I know that God is real. Like, y'all literally seen I had the jar, and I just picked a random one. This is my proof right here that God is real, because this is literally going based off everything that I was just saying. Knowing that everything is going to be all right, and just remaining calm, knowing that God has you. So yes, y'all, definitely hope that I was able to touch some of you guys' heart. I hope that I was able to just help you guys out, give you guys some advice. If you are going through what I'm going through, keep your head up. Know that hard times don't last. And just know that after every storm is at the end of the rainbow. And when you come out of war, you're going to be a soldier. So that's pretty much all I have for this video for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you do not miss when I post a video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Here's the verse of the day. Galatians 3 and 15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful. What this teaches us is that in this Christian life, we should have peace in order to work and commune with other Christians, in order to relate better to non-believers, and in order just to make better decisions. When you have a certain type of peace in your heart, it's like so hard to explain once you reach a certain maturity level as a Christian. Like I can't explain it to people who haven't experienced it or been there, because like once you get there, it's like, man, you just know everything is gonna be all right. You just have a different feeling of grace. Like you just walk around differently. Like peace is essential because it brings you that humility, that gratitude. It brings a different type of love into your heart. So once you have that certain type of peace as a Christian, it helps you just make decision making better. It helps you move better, teach better, receive better and act better as a person. So as followers of Christ, that peace is so essential for us, okay? Hope this helps. Love y'all. Be blessed.